Hey guys. Hi. Cool. We are live back at it once again. Hello YouTube, it's Accurate again, back with another live streaming session. Today, the 4th of November of 2024. Cool. We are here to do another episode of the Beat Reviews. It's awesome stuff. Nice to be here. Just gotta align all my windows and make sure that everything just works and sits just right. That's the one over there, and that's the one over there. That looks cool, but yeah, that's totally the opposite of what I'm normally doing. So, that's what we're up to. Cool. Hi. So, all the technical stuff is pretty much done. We have that one, and also that weird one. Cool. What's good? Nice to be here, back at it a week later. Because last stream we kind of agreed on the fact that we're going to do this each and every week, every single Monday for the foreseeable future, I guess. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what we set the goal to. Weekly live streams of beat reviews. And if you don't know, beat reviews is my little concept where I share the love among all my viewers and myself and whatever. We're going to listen to music that you guys have made and sent in to me to this email address right here, accuratebeatreview@gmail.com. Send your stuff my way and we're going to enjoy them together, talk about them, sometimes just letting them play and just be done with it, and sometimes picking stuff apart, talking about the production and the samples, the mixing, the different elements, whatever. That's beat reviews, right? And that's what we're doing weekly, every Monday. But I'm also doing beat making sessions, live beat making sessions once every other week. So a live stream every Monday for this concept, and we're gonna throw one more in every other week. Maybe Wednesday, Thursday, sometimes a Friday. I don't know. I don't want to set that schedule too concise or whatever. I don't want to commit to not too much. But that means that this week we're gonna do a live beat making session too. Not sure which day, not sure which day. I'm sure it's going to happen, but it might be tomorrow, it might be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, who knows. Might even be on a Saturday, I don't know. But this concept right here, beat reviews, is what we're here to do today. Right? And we had some confusion in the last stream, so I just gotta make this clear. We're doing beat reviews on this YouTube channel each and every Monday about this time. It's 8 p.m. my time in Sweden, and that translates to whatever times wherever you are, different time zones and whatever. And anyone can send beats to me for this concept. It doesn't have to be hip-hop beats necessarily. It could be pretty much whatever. But you... How do I say this? The only important thing is that you've made the music yourself. From samples, from loops, from instruments, whatever. Everything counts. Everything goes. Right? So it's 11 a.m. West Coast, US. And that also translates to whatever Pacific time and Eastern. And yeah, I'm going to have to look that up. But yeah, so that's going to happen. And I'm accepting everything, every single beat. No, but sometimes people send me an email with like a whole mixtape, and I'm not going to listen to that. So send me individual tracks. 2 minutes is the maximum length of a song. So if it's longer than 2 minutes, I'm just going to cut it off. And that's pretty much what it is. Right? Do we have any questions about that? Yeah, I do need to mention this too. We have somewhat of a list going right now in my email. So if you sent me an email last week, it's not going to be played today. That's just how it is. It's that many emails, which is a really good problem to have. So today we're starting from the first track that has been sent in the 13th of October. And again, we are now at the 4th of November, so a little bit of a delay there. But the more live streams we do, the more even everything's gonna be, I hope. So, if you couldn't tell, the plan is to take that video. Oh, I should have recorded that in OBS, of course. Stupid. Yeah. The plan is to take that video, that part of this video, and cut it out and make that into a post on Instagram and whatever. So maybe I should say that entire thing again and record it in OBS. But I don't know if you're patient enough with that. So. 2 p.m. Eastern. So 11 a.m. West Coast US and 2 p.m. East Coast. That's good to know. Whatever, I'm gonna record something for this tomorrow. So, the plan to make this a little bit easier for myself is to keep this at 2 hours long. So, a beat review session is supposed to be 2 hours, might be 2.5, whatever, but something around those lines. And we seem to have some people in the chat room, so why not just go for it? Why not just play the first track, right? Are we ready for that? Yeah, I also got an email notification that I'm sending live on the channel. What if I didn't know that? And I just get an email saying that, yeah, you're live streaming on your channel. That's kind of a messed up thing. But let's show some love for the chat as well. Hey guys, Chris52 is in here. Cool. Thanks for the support, bro. Appreciate that. WPFR, also a nice guy. He always writes really nice things to me on Instagram, and I appreciate that too. That's cool. Blaze Beats is here. Morran is here. Good to see you. We also have David Scott. He has already been featured twice in the beat reviews, which is awesome. Hannibal Actor also is here. It's awesome. We're building this community, and I'm recognizing a lot of people. That's cool. Appreciate that. And for this specific evening, I have a bottle of beer. That's, that's not something we see every day, which is kind of a good thing, I guess. But tonight I felt like a beer. A ship full of IPA, alcohol-free, by the way. We don't want to get too rowdy in here. We don't want to mess things up, you know? But yeah, this concept is all about sharing the art. You guys make beats, I make beats, we gotta talk about beats, we gotta break it down and analyze stuff. So this is basically the forum, you know? Da-da-da-da-da. No beat today, I'm just here as a fan today. That's cool, David. I'd love to see you here. And, a part of this concept is also to allow you guys to have opinions and talk about each other's creations. That's also a big part of this. It's not all about me and my opinions. You are more than welcome to add whatever you want to say about anything in the chat. Try to keep it civil, try to keep it nice, try to keep it constructive. That's always a good thing. But instead of me sitting here and just wasting your time, let's play the first track, right? So the first email we have that was sent in to accuratebeatreview@gmail.com comes from Marisol. Maryssal. Some capital letters in there, so Marisol? Marisol. Something like that. Thanks for the opportunity. I go by Marisol. I've attached my project. Looking forward to your critique. Here's also my SoundCloud if you're bored. And please don't misunderstand this. I would love to have all the time in the world to check everyone's full beat tapes and mixtapes and projects and SoundCloud accounts and, you know. Unfortunately, I just, that wouldn't work, you know. It takes too much time. Unfortunately, because some of you guys are making some really good stuff out there. You feel like a beer? You don't look like a beer. No. You know what I'm saying. Email is in the description, I think. It should be. If not, it's right here. Professional live streamer right here. That's the email. Supposed to blink and whatever. So maybe it should, yeah, go like that. Cool. Send beats to this link and, you know, make it like an attached file. Make it a link to somewhere I can access it easily because I don't do any preparation for this. I'm just going to open it live on stream. So make it as simple as for everyone as possible. That would be appreciated. But now, let's listen to the first track for today by Marisol. This is on SoundCloud, so the volume might be a little bit whatever. Let's check it out. Doesn't play though. Because I need to hit the play button. That's informative. The first track for today. You know, we're only like 15 minutes in. That's cool. Haven't we heard that before? I do recognize that. Why? Well, who knows? Yeah, sure. We did play this last time. Because the link wasn't working. No, this is not the one I was supposed to play. My bad. Okay, so it ends up at the bottom of the screen. Okay, my bad. You don't have to tell me in the chat room. Don't go crazy. I made a mistake. So it opens up on SoundCloud. But that's not what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to download the MP3. This is a good start. My God. I'm so sorry for the confusion. Let's just rewind the tape. The first track we're going to listen to today comes from Marisol. This is The Thing, Lost Dream Demo.mp3. Now, let's play the first track for today officially. That's about 2 minutes. That's the first track for today. Cool. Marisol. Lost Dream is the name of the file. That's cool. You know what? For a track like this one, it takes me like half a minute or something like that to get used to what's happening in the lower frequencies, in the lower register, in the bass line. Because the bass line being all wobbly like that just takes me a minute to understand what's going on, why does it sound like this, is it good, is it bad, does it fit in, whatever. And to me, it fit in just nicely. A lot of time has been put into programming those drums, for sure. And you know, the whole thing, I'm a fan. I like this. The start kind of also put me off. When I did this, boom. That's when I thought the entire thing was going to drop and the drums were going to come in. They didn't. They came in a little bit after the fact, which it's cool. It takes you kind of by surprise and it becomes even more vibey than it would have been otherwise. Modern says, yeah, I kind of hope the bassline evolved a bit. And maybe that's what I'm saying too. But having it static like that also kind of creates this nice fundamental of the entire track. Yeah, we know what the bass line is, and the drums are kind of repeating and nice. And then we have some, you know, listening to something like this, a big part of a track like that, and the fun it brings into the listening situation, all the different sound effects that just comes in quickly, like a short adds a lot to the entire thing, for sure. I like it. That's a good start, and this episode of the Beat Review is definitely going. Definitely has started. So Moran points out that I should mention when these beats came in, and someone else asks if their track is going to be featured. That's impossible for me to say, but I can say the date. I already did, by the way, but yeah. This one came in on the 13th of October. So a few weeks ago, and we still have 50-something beats to play. Or it used to be 50, so more like 70, I guess. But we kind of agree on this a few streams ago. We're going to take it slow, and we're going to play everything, and we're going to like enjoy everything that came in. But right now, we are on the 13th of October, and we're taking everything one by one, if that makes sense. So if you're asking, like, yeah, I sent in my beat after the last stream, is it going to be played today? After the last stream, no, I don't think so. Not for this one. Maybe for the next one, next Monday, because again, we're doing this weekly now, which is cool. So that's the 13th of October. That's where we are. So I think all I'm going to be able to play for this stream right now has been sent in on the 13th and the 14th of October, because there's a lot of them. Cool. Now you know. Here we have another one. Let's just dive right into the next beat. That's what we're here for, right? So this is from Amil. Amil Beats. I do recognize that name from before. Hey in Swedish. And then I figure I'll write this in English since you won't speak English for the live streams. Yeah, I could. Jag skulle kunna prata lite svenska, men det känns jätteknäppt att göra det. 1, 2, 3, 4, svenska. Det här tror jag är en kille från Sverige helt enkelt. That's so weird to switch to Swedish like that. That's not gonna happen much. Yeah, I used to be more active in the Discord on the name Amil or Emil. Just saw that you were doing reviews again, which I promoted heavily a couple of years ago. And my beats got played on the first 2 episodes. So today I've got 2 new unreleased songs for you. A jungle/drum and bass track I've been working on, trying to get the track really loud and hard hitting. That's going to be interesting. and the other one is just a beat I made with a friend yesterday that sounds really dreamy. So 2 of them. We're just going to play one. I am curious to hear what he makes in the terms of jungle / drum and bass. But one is called Acid Concussion, and the other one is called I'm gonna go make some chicken now. So Acid Concussion is probably the drum and bassy one. So let's do that one. Let's go. Cool. That's about 2 minutes. We're going to cut it off right there as well. So he pointed out himself in the email, and that's maybe making a mistake for someone like me, or to someone like me. What did he say? A jungle / drum and bass track I've been working on, trying to get the track really loud and hard hitting. Maybe that's what's putting me off about this, because I don't know much about jungle or drum and bass at all, but I can really appreciate that kind of music. Just thinking about how the drums, like an almond break or whatever, is chopped up and programmed, just gets me going. You know, that's the same stuff I do, just in another tempo and another attitude. But there's something about this specific track that, yeah, it becomes, maybe it's just the lack of dynamics, the lack of contrast between high and low volume and like high and low intensity. Maybe that's the problem. Or a part of me feels like, yeah, I'm looking for some more crispiness in the upper frequencies. Doesn't feel like we have a lot of stuff shining through this. Sure, it's just a fat sausage of audio, and that's cool. But talking frequency ranges, I feel like not the low end, but like, what's that called? The high mids, the low mids, of course, the low mid frequencies. Feels like, yeah, there's a little bit too much information right there, and some stuff needs to be tweaked. Just a master EQ, just doing some tweaks, would probably have made this one cut through in a different way. It's hard and it's punchy and it's in your face, but I just lack a little bit of that top frequency. Really cool programming, really cool, like harmonics going on there. And, you know, it's classic. It sounds like jungle, you know? It's cool. And I really love having music like that on these streams too. So everything doesn't always have to be hip hop. That's cool. But yeah, you're using the right word, Moran. Clarity. That's what I feel like I'm lacking a little bit. What are you guys saying about it? I think the chords were making it muddy. Maybe it needs some space. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe that's it. I think it's really dope when you can get it loud and clear at the same time. It's hard to do so. Yeah, and maybe that's what happened here. You made it loud and punchy, but you lost a little bit of the clearness. But we are really picking this apart, which we don't need to do. The thing, I like it. Made So Well is also in here. Cool. Thanks for being here. Someone asked, by the way, when we played the track, if I've ever heard of Booney Mayfield. Booney Mayfield. And of course I have. I watch YouTube. And I watched YouTube way before I started making videos myself. Felt like a scary thing to get into, and, you know, I'm not the most confident guy ever, always. So Booney Mayfield was definitely one of those guys I felt like, yeah, what he does is so cool. Showing the process of beat making in video form like that. Awesome stuff. And he played all sorts of instruments and made everything cool. And he also had a nice musical vibe to everything he did. I haven't followed him for years. I don't know anymore. But yeah, Booney Mayfield, definitely one of the OGs. I appreciate him a lot and what he did for the community. So, thank you, Amil, for sending this in. Emil, it's a Swedish name also, but he spells it differently. Amil. And I do remember him being active in the Discord back in the day. I think we had some conversations too. It's a nice guy. It's a cool guy. Now, I just feel like just moving through them, you know? Question in the chat room. Who bought a Move? Like the new Ableton Live, the Move controller? No, it's not a controller, I know. It's a hardware unit. Cool. I did not buy it. I did not receive it for reviewing. I don't know. Feels like me and Ableton, you know. I'm not going to say more than that. I don't want to dig my grave any deeper. Feels unnecessary. This is one from... Yeah, I think we're going to get to that. Hey, here's my beat for the review. Feel free to be 100% honest. So, let's. Quick word just to say I've been following you since 6 years or so. It's always a pleasure to watch your content, listen to your beats, or listening to you talk about whatever. One of the coolest cats in the game. Thank you. And also a freaking good resilience. I can't say that word. Yeah, okay. He likes what I do, and I think that's cool. He's called Qbis. Qbis. And it's on SoundCloud. I'm gonna put the SoundCloud tag in the chat. It's a little bit complicated to spell it out, so that's the name of the person. And this is the music from the person.
Take a cassette out of its case, and most people just see an empty box. But they saw something quite different.
Oof.
clap.
And that's the end of it. You know, something I haven't talked about at all on the channel, in videos or streams or whatever, I have a hard time, or I guess just a complicated relationship with reggae. Reggae music in general, and dub as well a little bit. I'm not a huge fan, just by the whole backbeat thing, and there's so many like things that are specifically reggae or specifically dub. I've never been much of a fan of it. That's just a thing. Sure, I can appreciate like one of the classic Bob Marley songs or whatever, and you know, stuff like Sizzla and Beanie Man and people like that. I can appreciate the rapping technique and all that stuff, but from a musical perspective, when we're talking about music and production, I'm talking to that camera like it's on. Like that. I don't know. I just have a bit of a complicated relationship with that sort of backbeat stuff. And this is really walking a thin line, this track. It has some clear dub things going on with the whole backbeat thing and the, you know, the sound effects that goes. But the bass line, that's also one of the cool things about reggae music. The bass lines are always fire. The bass line for this one, super great stuff. And this the top line, the melody thing on like an electric piano or a synth or something, fits nicely in there, and it feels like a beat, like a lo-fi type of beat, whatever, but with a little bit too much reggae influences for me, from my personal taste. But it's not a bad production. It sounds good, sounds great, and music like this always feels better. Always sounds better than it should. Somehow. Something about it just makes it sound nice, simple, even though it's not. So that's a cool thing. It wasn't quite drunken, but kinda. I like it. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, made so well. But yeah, nice bass line, lots of variation. Someone says dub is life. Sure, for some people I'm sure it is. For me, it's not. You know, we're all kind of entitled to have a personal opinion about stuff. Mine is that I have a little bit of a hard time with backbeat stuff. So, we've already played a few tracks. That's cool. This is moving along nicely and kind of quickly. And I'm receiving a lot of Amazon packages right now. Let's see. Okay, no, they don't come through there. So we have 4 notifications for packages outside of the door. That's cool. I have ordered a few musical things from Amazon that I'm going to have a lot of fun with. And hopefully that stuff is going to benefit you as well. Not going to say more than that. So, another email that has been sent in on the 13th of October. Yeah, we are still on the 13th. Hi there, Qbis. I really appreciate you doing stuff like this. Here's a link to my release on YouTube to review. if you'd be interested. This is from someone called Lucas, and I think I do recognize this name. Not the channel though, so no. And it's again not to a specific video. Here's a link to my releases on YouTube. Yeah, but you know what? The first one I'm seeing is Favorites from Ninth Wonder, compiled by DJ Lucas, and like videos reviewing the MetaQuest 2 and stuff. So no. Please send me links to specific tracks. I'm not gonna have the patience to go through a channel to find your production. Sometimes I just sound like a douchebag, don't I? And he's also in the chat room. That doesn't make me look any better. Yo, Accurate, I'm sorry for the big ass release link. If you just want to play one, whatever you want. Okay, since you're here, shit, it should have been a releases page. Maybe it was. Let me try to be a little bit more patient with this. Yeah, it goes to your music releases. I just clicked videos because I'm on YouTube. That's what I do. So, my bad. He said pick one. So let's pick one. The first one that pops up is called Gathering Dust. Would that be fine? Would that be fine? Yannick sent me a WAV file to my email. That's all right. That's cool. If they're totally uncompressed WAV files, you're gonna fill up my mailbox sometime. But it's not a problem yet, so feel free to do just that. Lucas, let's go for Gathering Dust, right? Why couldn't we? Maybe. Of course, I'm at your mercy, sir. No, you're not. You're here. You're more than willing to help out, to point me to whatever you want me to play. But you're not saying anything consistent, so let's do Gathering Dust. Snooze. Needs to leave the mouth sooner or later. WeTransfer works, but I think WeTransfer links doesn't hold up for an infinite amount of time, you know? Okay, cool. Gathering Dust seems to be produced on the KO2. That's cool. Which is I don't know the other name of it, 133 something. Teenage Engineering sampler. And we have all the ads figured out, so let's go. DJ Lucas D, Gathering Dust. Cool. Sorry. Yeah, cool. Cool, cool, cool. So, the chat seems to enjoy that one. And I enjoy it a lot too. That's a nice track. Someone just said, nice loop. Which, I mean, to a certain extent, that was pretty much a loop. So that's actually why I played it for a little bit longer, because I wanted to hear it if you did anything, and you did. You dropped out the sample, just left the drums and the bass to create a little bit of space. And that's cool. Appreciate that. So that's nice. Someone also points out that a little bit more variation could be cool, and I couldn't agree more. Maybe just having a different pattern would benefit the entire thing. But considered, I mean, let's think about it as the loop that it is. Like the drums, probably just a drum break or something chopped up, and those chords, those chops, those stabs works nicely together. But what I think you did a good job with here was actually the bass line. Not being too loud, not being too in your face, but just sitting right in the mix and creating this counter melody to the main chops. Doesn't always just need to follow the root note. You did something more fun than that. Not with a super advanced melody line or whatever, just a melody, just a bass line that counteracted with the other stuff. To me, that's next level stuff. Doesn't have to be complicated, doesn't need to be too much. A sample, some drums, and the bass line, that works. And having some different notes in the bass line than what's just obvious from the sample makes things just better and more fun to listen to, more enjoyable. But sure, a little bit more variation in the entire arrangement would probably work. But hearing like a rapper, this felt to me like some type of storytelling kind of track, like someone talking about his or her childhood or whatever could work, or some scratch or whatever like that. It's a nice and solid production, nothing too complicated, nothing sticks out. It's just nice and uniform, but not in a bad way. Cool. All done on the 133, which is the first decent, normal looking KO2 from Teenage Engineering, because the other one, the medieval version, let's not even mention that one. It has a different name. 1320 seems to be the one. The medieval one. Looks like complete garbage. I hate it. Hate it so much. So ignore my second email. I know I already had my shot. If you said it right now, I'm not gonna see that email in a couple of weeks. So I'm probably gonna check it again, because we are not playing stuff that came in last week. That's just the nature of things here. Lucas, thanks for sending your track my way and allowing us all to enjoy it. A lot of people liked it. I did too. Awesome. And also, thanks for being here. I think it really adds a value when the producer that we play is actually in the chat room. Maybe answering some questions, maybe just reading all the stuff, listening to what I had to say and all that stuff. Just makes the entire thing so much better and more valuable. I think it's cool. And again, let's repeat this. We are now on the 14th of October. So we're not listening to the most recent stuff. We're taking everything as it came in, one by one, slow and steadily. So this is another beat, another email. Someone says, "Hi, accurate." Hi. I'm a big fan of your channel and I appreciate the content that you put out. If you get around to it, please listen to my beat. And that's the entire concept. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay. The beat is called Premiere.wave, which is never... I can't download it. Let's follow the link to the... Okay, now my web browser is fucking up. Let's go. Okay. Did you send me some kind of virus or something? No, just took a second. There we are. So the track is called Premiere.wave. Could be an indication of the potential inspiration here, which is awesome. Today my beat is reviewed also. Can't wait. Yeah, that's Tumbler beats. The one who pointed out to me last week that it's kind of fucked up that I'm not like listening to the more recent stuff, and you hadn't been played. Today you will be, because you sent it in on the 14th, right? So your track should be played today. That's cool. Or maybe there's just 100 of them that came in on the 14th. No, I'm kidding. I don't think so. Let me check that real quick after this. So, yeah. Chas Southall Premiere is the name of the track. The name of the track, it's the name of the file that came in. A lot of people just name stuff poop, sausage, or whatever. So, let's listen to this. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's about 2 minutes, so let's cut it short. A lot of people are pointing out that they like the vocals, and me too. The vocal chops here. That's cool. I like that. Maybe we heard them a few times too much, though. Maybe just a section of the track without those vocals would be cool. And what did he say about my criticism? Did he want me or didn't he? Yeah, if you get around to it, listen to my beat. We did. So I can't leave this one hanging. It feels like it's a bit monotonic, as Moron is pointing out. It's repetitive. It's a single loop and whatever. And the things you have on top of it that goes with, that gives the entire thing more of a melody, I want more of that in general. Just keeping it with the bass, the drums, and the vocal is cool, but then you're adding some stuff on there. And I think you're doing the right thing. I just want you to do more of it, or put more volume into those synths or instruments or whatever it might be, or samples. And also, the drum programming for this one could be improved. And since you have this kind of solid foundation of the bass line and the vocals and everything, I think you could take this far by just putting some more effort into the programming of the drums. Because it sounds to me like the drums are pretty much on the grid, always. And they could be. Everything doesn't need to be totally unquantized or whatever, but we need a little bit more swing, or a little bit more feeling in the drums, I feel like. If you had it more like dum ka dum ka dum ka dum ka, I think it would help the entire vibe. And the hi-hats could be more varied too, somehow. And to me, when you do with the snare drum, when you have it like dum 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 dum, that double hit, ka dum. If that's the same volume and the same sample, to me it feels like, yeah, I know what you did. Dum dum ka ka dum ka. If you just do that with your mouth, dum ka dum ka dum. That last snare that goes before the one, you always do it more in a different pitch or in a different volume, and that helps a lot. Dum ka dum dum ka dum. If that's exactly the same, dum 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 dum. I'm really not explaining this well, but you know what I'm saying, I think. When you have that, some people call it ghost hit, and it's not a ghost hit. Ka, ka-dum, ka. I want that to be lower in volume, just to make it feel a little bit more natural, a little bit more dynamic. Sorry for pointing these obvious things out, but sometimes I feel like, yeah, just pay some attention to the drums. You don't always have to figure out what would a drummer do and go all crazy. But sometimes you just, yeah, if I take that down a couple of decibels there and I nudge it a little bit back and forth in terms of time, it just adds something with the vibe. And that's one of the things I think I'm pretty good with myself, actually. Not to brag, but especially when I do finger drumming type of stuff, it never occurs to you to do something totally on the grid. That's not how a human works by default. Programming a drum machine on the grid, that's one thing. But whenever you start playing the notes yourself, it's not going to be stiff. It's always going to be a little bit back and forth, a little bit push and pull, and that's always good. Yeah, someone points out, I'm talking about ghost notes. To me, it's not really ghost notes. Ghost notes becomes even more natural when a drummer does it. It just happens. If they're this planned out, I think it's wrong to call it ghost notes. It's just a note. Dum dum ka, dum dum ka, ka dum dum ka, dum dum ka. You know, the third snare is just another snare. Well, I'm talking too much. I know, I'm talking too much. But this is my show. I do whatever I want. If I want to yell to all of you that it's my stream and I do whatever I want, that's what I'm doing. But Chess Southall, thanks for sending it in. Not that inspired by Premiere. That was just what I was hoping for. So now this could become complicated. Let's see if we can find Morran. No, that's not the same. No, it's not him or her. The name here is a bunch of Japanese letters, so it doesn't say me much. Dear Accurate Beats, nice to meet you. I am Lion. I contacted you because I would like you to do a beat review for me. Equipment used is the MPC Studio and MPC One. That's a different thing. I sampled and created the sole sound source in Splice. The title is Yuyake. It means sunset in Japanese. I like the music you make. Please review it with love and respect from Japan. I don't know if it's just me being... No, it's... Okay. The file has expired. Download to your device. Expired. No, sorry. It's an iCloud link and it's expired, so I can't read it. I can't. Okay, it's the same person who sent stuff in before and it didn't work that time. Yeah, let's give this guy a few seconds to just see if I can figure this out. This time, okay. I'm sorry for the inconvenience caused by the data transmission failure in the last issue. This time I will use a reliable file transfer service in Japan. Okay, this is another thing. Okay, this is all Japanese. This feels dangerous. Two steps, open. Now I'm clicking all sorts of links I shouldn't click. Ha! Okay, is this a global issue that we are running into? Because I want people from Japan to be able to send in their stuff. It says start. Green buttons would start all over the place. So the track might be called Two Steps. Or maybe that's the file over there. It's Japanese lettering all over the place. 3 simple steps. That's not what I would call it. I'm not going to download WinZip. No, this is not 1999, you know? Download now. Continue to download. File size, whatever. Click the download button. Allow. Nope. That's WinZip for Mac. Immediately goes in the trash. Okay. I look forward to you listening to my beats. Sure, I want nothing else. Online activation, high-speed connection, create account, no. By clicking the button, you agree with a lot of stuff. No, I don't want to agree to anything. Please try downloading from the following URL. Okay, this is a technical issue that I need to sort out at a later time. He sent this track before and I had some issues with the iCloud link, and he sent another one that's supposed to be a safe place to download it from a Japanese service. And, Japanese web design and European or American is just not the same. So I am having some issues navigating this. It's cool to be on a Japanese site. It feels cool, but I don't understand. Open. Online activation. Premium, secure, multi-device, online activation. No, I'm sorry. So it says something about Marley in the email, and I think you know who you are. I really want to be able to play this stuff, but I can't. It just doesn't seem to work. This Japanese link feels dangerous to me. I'm clicking all sorts of buttons. Still doesn't work. Feels more complicated than it needs to be. And I'm not gonna activate anything by creating an account. That's just not going to happen. If it's possible for you to just attach the file in an email, that would be great. Or use something that's consistently working, like Dropbox or something. An iCloud link that has expired, and now this Japanese service. Unfortunately, I don't get it to work. But I'm gonna tag you in the email, and remember that whenever I see something from you again, I'm gonna prioritize it and get into it to try to check it out. Now, the next one is Tumbler. Tumbler Beats is gonna be played. I'm sorry about that hiccup in the stream, everyone. That's just, we all have to be patient with these kinds of things. I'm sorry. Shogun is here. RTC. Cool. Hey, man. Hi. Where did that come from? Hi, man. RTC represents the Beatcast. Just like Il Al we had on the channel talking about the MPC Key 37. And RTC is a great producer, and he has sent in some stuff to this email. But I think that was too recently. Because we are now on Tumbler Beats, who pointed out some valid criticism about this concept, and now it's his turn to be played. Not because he complained about it, but just because it's his turn. We are now reviewing beats that came in on the 14th of October. Needs to be pointed out again. We are taking it slow and steadily from the bottom to the top. Well, that sounded strange too. One at a time as they came in. Right now we're on the 14th of October. Tumbler, you are up. Cool. So let's also take some time to read this email, because it's quite long. Hey Accurate, I would love to have a review on a beat I made. I'm a beat maker from Belgium who's working on a beat tape. Right now I'm visiting different cities here in Belgium. We've read this before. Right now I'm visiting different cities in Belgium, and I'm going inside different record stores to sample on the spot where I'm staying. Afterwards I'm turning that into a beat, and I record it into a video to let people see what the place is like. The name of the beat tape is City Roulette Volume 1. Right now I'm finished up the project, and I'm uploading a new beat every Friday. Here's the link to one of them projects just released. Looking forward to what your review, and if there's something I need to improve on. Okay, so Tumbler Beats wants some specific criticism. So please, chat room, help me out if we can find anything that needs or could be improved on this. First, we need to wait for some YouTube ads to roll through. Well, someone says, Hannibal Actor says, it's not that hard to send a WAV file or an MP3. I don't know if that's actually true, though. I could imagine some Japanese internet service providers having limitations and stuff like that. I don't know, but I don't think it's impossible that it's difficult. So, Tumbler sent in a video. That's cool. I haven't set all that up, so let's just do that. So you can see, like, me watching the video. Tumbler, here we go. Cool. Cool. Totally get the vibe. Uh, kind of felt like watching one of my old videos of making beats outside and whatever. You know, a guy with a backpack with an NPC on a table that's way too low, just punching the pads. That's nice. And in terms of the beat, what do we have to say about this one? Can we give him some love? Can we give him a bit of a hard time? I don't know. You know, to me this is classic hip hop stuff. Like chopped up vocals, and the tempo is dum dum da da dum dum. Cool. The drums, I think I have that snare sample or something really similar to myself, and that's cool. It's nice. What I could say, if we're looking for giving this guy a little bit of criticism or just being harder on him than we need to, maybe, even though you had some different ways to chop it up and you did some flips around back and forth, and that's cool, but to me there was something about the vocal, the main dum da da dum dum. The melody is nice, it's solid, but something about this pitched up vocal sample became a little bit repetitive. Even though you had different ways to chop it up, and I see what you did, to me, I don't know, just having like an 8-bar section in there that's completely different maybe would have benefited the entire thing. Maybe not. I don't know. Can we just jump back into it? No, we're getting ads. I like the drums, like the swing of it, like the fact that you made some arrangement stuff, like taking some of the drum hits out and putting them back in, effects and whatever. And the video footage also cool, of you just making the beat on the fly, different scenes, and also some clips from some live shows and stuff. And the pinball machine, always a nice touch. Let's do that one too. Boom. I like it. I don't have that much stuff to say about it, but it felt like I heard... How do I put this? I want a bass line, you know? There is stuff in there, but I just want to be able to hear more of it. If you just make beats out of records on the fly and you're just, chopping things up, and maybe the sample was a bit hard to work with as well, because you have these really short chops, finding a nice bass line to go with that could be hard. But to me, the musicality of the entire thing would just benefit from having more of a bass line that has maybe more of a melodic element to it, without being too much. It's a thin line, but maybe that could be something that made the entire thing more musical and less of just chops on drums. That's what we all do. That's what we all love. Chops on drums, But yeah, maybe the bass line. Just a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. Indecisive here. Okay. I want more bass line in that beat. That's me being clear. Modern says, it's as if I've heard this kind of a track too many times. It's difficult to stand out from the crowd. Maybe. But who says that everything needs to be new and original, Sometimes just taking the concept of a classic beat making session and just doing it nicely, that's also cool. But sure, it's kind of a standard track. I love standard stuff. But On something like that, I would go out of my way to try to add something. Roads, maybe a melody, maybe some stuff, and the bass line. What I do want to point out about those chops, whenever the strings in the background kind of take some space, I do love it. It's extremely cool. If you had just the vocals 100% isolated, it would be too boring. But since there's a lot of strings and stuff in the background that shines through sometimes, I think it's cool. How do I submit a track? Send it to this email address right here. It should be in the description too. Someone said that it's wrong or whatever. I don't know. This is right. accuratebeatreview@gmail.com. That's the email. Send your stuff my way and I'm gonna play it. Eventually. We're still taking the time doing it in the same order as it came in. There's a better word for that, but whatever. Tumbler Beats. Thanks a lot for sending it in. Nice video, nice beat, nice work. I want more bassline. More bassline. Okay. I think we need to take a little bit of a breather. Let's also point this out. These are the Audio-Technica X. They have a proper name. I just call them the X50s. Audio-Technica ATH-M50X. Kind of a standard set of headphones for people like me. And wearing these ones for a long period of time makes my ears kind of hot. That's why these ones are all also here. The III special low latency wireless ones. But when I do these live streams, they introduce just a little bit of latency, and it normally doesn't bother me whenever I make beats, but whenever I talk into a mic and I hear myself, having that tiny bit of latency messes me up. And I need another cable for this. It's coming in the mail. Maybe that's one of the packages that's right here right now. I don't know. So much more comfortable to use for a long period of time than these ones. These are great though. Sound really good. Kind of an industry standard in the lower spectrum of the pricing, you know? But they're not very comfortable. Tumbler also says that there are more beats videos on the channel. If you should be reviewing it, there are 30 minutes further. Cool. Maybe we'll check that out in the future, but you're gonna have to send it in again. Just pick another one, a specific link, and send it in, and we're gonna listen to that one too, eventually. Someone also says, and more cowbell. Always more cowbell. Cool. That's the break I needed. The next email comes from Mr. Johnson Beats. Written in Spanish, so I'm sorry. And it also has 3 MP3s. So let's take the first one. Also in Spanish. Seems to go by the name Mr. Johnson Beats. That's all we kind of know. I could go out of my way to go into Google Translate and whatever, but no. Let's just play this one. Mar de Sangre. Oh, that's me trying to make it French. Mar de Sangre. Okay. I don't know. I'm not that great when it comes to different time signatures and stuff like that. Normally everything is just 4/4, or I try to fiddle around with 6/8, or maybe that's 4/4 but dotted notes. I don't know. Something is strange to me about the counting of this one. So the loop starts. Where does the loop even start? To me, this is 3 beats. It's not looped at 4 beats, but 3. So it still becomes 4/4, but extended. I don't know. Let's try to count just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, no. Ah! It just messes me up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And it starts at 3. So it's probably 6/8. Or 3/4, depending on how you think about it. But help me out. What's up with this one? In terms of the sound itself, it's too repetitive. It needs to happen something more. What makes it interesting is that the loop point isn't where you would expect it to be. Boom, da dum, da dum, da dum, da dum, da dum, dum. That's what I would have thought, but that's not the way it goes. So it's too repetitive. It is, but the drums are good. The samples are cool. Everything fits nicely in there. Nothing is messing me up except from the time signature. And to me, it kind of creates this weird sensation of me always wanting to go forward. It feels chopped off, but in time, on beat, but strange, you know? And it's a cool thing to introduce, but the music here still needs to have more stuff going on, you know? And DJ Lucas goes crazy here about how much stuff you can email. Gmail attachment size limit is 25 megabytes. A 2-minute long 320 KB MP3 file, no problem. Just need to learn how to convert waves to MP3. Sure, there's a lot of ways to do that and get files that are kind of working, but yeah. Repetitive seems to be a running theme tonight on how to improve submissions. The sound and mixes are all pretty spot on though. So just more stuff to listen to. Yeah, Buddy Cats, you're pretty much right. I make beats that are really repetitive myself, sometimes. And that's why I tend to put some scratch on it. Or that's why I make more patterns than just one. I always work in 4-bar patterns myself. That's the way I think about music. So normally I do one 4-bar pattern and another 4-bar pattern, maybe a third one, and then just copying one of the patterns and taking out something, like taking the drums out completely or just muting the sample or whatever. And that just creates more variation than you might think. But to me, some of the beats that we have listened to today becomes repetitive because, it's basically loops. And a loop could be an idea for a track. A loop could be a track in itself. But if you have a 4-bar pattern of a loop and you want that to work as a finished beat, it needs to be really, really good. Needs to have a lot of working parts in there. Cool. Let's keep working. And this one was written in Spanish, and the text said, "It would be a pleasure if you could give the beat a listen." So that's all he kind of said. So we are still on the 14th of October. Beats that came in on the 14th of October. So we're still a little bit far ahead from today's date. This is Hannibal Actor. Are you still in the chat room, my friend? Are you still here? You haven't said anything in the chat for a while. Let's give Hannibal Actor some time to make himself known. My bad, there's a message from him. Hip hop is a bit repetitive. You are right. Now we're gonna play a track from Hannibal Actor, who says, "Hey Accurate, got another beat for you to review. It's a bit more cheerful than the last one. I hope you, and of course the chat, likes it." Let's see if we like this one from our good friend in the chat room, Hannibal Actor. It's called Ghibli.wave, so Studio Ghibli might have a little bit of a Japanese feel. Who knows? Tracks are listened to in the order of arrival. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Hannibal Actor, let's go!
You've got soot sprites in your house.
Soot sprites? The black puffballs? About this big, and they scurry everywhere when you enter a room?
That's right. I used to be able to see them when I was your age.
So they're a kind of ghost then?
Don't worry, dear. They're nothing to be afraid of.
Oh. Cool. Before we get into it, someone says, "I hear clipping." You might be. I use OBS. You can see it from that camera. I use OBS for my stream. And this audio meter in OBS sucks so bad. So sometimes it looks like I'm distorting stuff, but when I listen back to it, it's not clipping, it's not distorting. But sometimes, I don't know, it's hard for me to monitor because this is just not accurate somehow. So if that is a problem, if you feel like it's clipping more in the future, please tell me so I can fix it and see if I can just lower the volume. But yeah, Hannibal Actor, the track itself. Whoa. I mean, there are some cool things to talk about here. The first thing to me that I kind of just want to ask you, since you're here in the chat room, this bass sound, to me, oh, sorry. The bass here, I want to know exactly how you did that. I want to know exactly how you did that. That super compressed, nice bass note. There's not a lot of bass notes in there. It's basically just one on the downbeat for the loops. Doom. Nice and punchy. Doesn't take the entire thing over. Doesn't take too much bass, but is definitely in there. To me, I get into issues sometimes with bass lines because they move around in the frequency spectrum, right? Because there's a big difference between that note and that note in terms of frequencies. So mixing it can sometimes be a little bit complicated, and if you keep it this simple, maybe that's just easier. I don't know. Doom, nice and punchy bass sound, for sure. And the dissonance that comes in with the chords being, I don't know, suspended 6 chords or whatever, just sometimes adds a lot to it, for sure. Is accurate OBS? Not so much. No, it's not accurate. I know, sorry. Nice work, Hannibal Actor. Sorry for talking about everything else, but yeah, love the track, love the drums, and the variation and the entire arrangement feeling you get out of the entire thing with stuff like this. Just helps so much.
You've got soot.
And these first chords makes you think that it's different from what it is. And then
Sprites in your house.
Soot sprites? The black puffballs? About this big and
that chord introduces the darkness, you know? It's nice and bright and all shiny and sunshine and happiness and whatever. Then the darkness comes in. That's cool. Oh, dude, that took a lot of time. I guess he's talking about the bass. Again, listen to the bass note.
they scurry everywhere when you...
Yeah, that's really cool. Really cool. Played 2 chords over another. Aye, that's also a way to get it to sound that way. The hi-hats made so well as pointing out that the hi-hats might be a bit stiff. Which is right. And the melody on top of it all. I mean, I don't have a lot of bad stuff to say about this. It would be cool to hear more of a developed idea on the bass line in one way, but it's also really cool that you just keep it simple, like doing doom, dum 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 dum, doom, da 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 dum dum, doom. I think that's cool. Hannibal Actor. And again, someone who's active in the chat room a lot and shows a lot of support, makes some great music and sends it in. And for this is also a lesson for pretty much anyone. Add more stuff than just the beat. Add some vocals, some samples from radio or whatever. Just makes everything feel more cohesive and worked through. Was a fun beat to do. Not my best, but fun. I think you did a great job. Don't be like me. Don't talk negative about yourself. It doesn't take you anywhere, obviously. Nice track. Thank you, Hannibal Actor. Here is an email from EMTEBE. MTB. MTB? MTB. Might be something like that. Hello, please review my track. I heard jazz on the Phobos from my album The Land Between Solar Systems. Thanks. Attached an MP3 file, and this is from MTB. I mean, that's cool. Something happened with the drums, didn't it? Okay, cool. So, what I want to say about this one, I mean, musically, I don't have a lot to say, a lot of bad stuff to say about it. I don't have a lot of constructive criticism for the music here. All the musical ideas are kind of straight to the point. They're cool. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. You can do a lot of fun stuff with just chords and stuff like that. And the organ that comes in helps a lot. But the problem I have with this one is all about the drums. It's all about the drums. The programming, it's not bad by any means. It's cool. It's good. And those snare might be a little bit corny, but cool. The sound of the drums, though, that's where it falls flat for me. Everything doesn't always need super hard-hitting boom-bappy drums. I know. But a beat like this, just reworking the drums, the mixing, the volume, maybe the EQ, not so much the programming, just the mixing and the sound of them would benefit this beat a lot. It's playful, it's cool, it's nice, it's fun. You know, da-dum, 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 dum, da-dum, 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 da-dum. It just works. But I want more drums. Could be so much better just by changing the overall sound of the drums in the mix. Not necessarily replacing all the samples, because they're not necessarily bad, but in context, they just need more oomph. By the way, Buddy Cats in the chat room is obviously Cresshead. That's cool. Having different aliases makes someone like me go like, yeah, should I do that? Should I have a different account? Maybe I do have a different account. Who knows? Don't take this the wrong way, because I hate it when people say something I made it sound like video game music. But this sounds like it would be really good on a Persona game. Oh, I haven't played the Persona series. Is this what it sounds like? Cool. Yeah, nice track, nice work. I appreciate all the stuff, but I do need some more oomph in the drums. You know? Now I have too many windows going. That's the one. MTB. I think we've had some conversations on Instagram. EMTEBE. MTB. Cool. Thanks for letting me review your beat. So, you know what, guys? Time is running out. We said 2 hours, and now it's 9:45 my time. So we've been at this for 1 hour and 45 minutes, and we're still reviewing beats from the 14th of October. You know, that's just what it is. This is going to take a little bit of time. But as long as we're all having a good time, I think it's worth it. This is from Finger Beats. I think Finger has been featured before. Finger Beats. Hi there, here's one of my latest tracks. I have recently switched from the DAW to MPC, mainly because of your content. That's cool. That's good to hear. I hope you enjoy your time with the MPC.
Hearing it.
I know I do. The MPC is not for everyone. You don't need the MPC to make beats, but if you just made the switch, cool. Let's listen to Finger Beats.
I remember hearing that music, loved that music. And I would go and seek those records. I must have been like 10 years old. I would go seek those records out and find them. Because I really loved that music. Loved that music.
Oh. Blaze Beats says, we heard this. Made So Well agrees. Me too. I think we've heard this before. I'm pretty sure of it, actually, since 2 of you are saying so as well. So let's just skip it. Oh! Who said we heard it before? Made So Well said it. And guess who's next in line? Guess who's next in line? Made So Well. Have we ever played something from you before? So this is a track from Made So Well. Someone that we have had on every single episode, I think. Who's also always here for my beat making sessions and whatever I do. So, Made So Well, thanks a lot for supporting us, supporting me and the stuff. And Made So Well, I just need to point this out. Made So Well is also one of the few people who sometimes sends over a little bit of money through a super chat, which is really cool. You don't need to. You don't need to. You don't need to. you don't need to. So this is a beat from Made So Well. Hey Accurate, sorry so last minute. This is something I'm presently working on, but like enough to share anyway. That's right. Do that. Currently working on a bridge and some other elements. This is amplified from a few records, and I played some parts as well. Drums are mine, ran it through my Tascam for warmth and that analog compression. See ya. Made So Well. Nice to finally hear some stuff you've made. I've since, okay, in the chat room he says, I've since redone this, and this actually I listen to it and it makes me cringe a little bit. Yeah, okay, so Made So Well, be honest with me. If you don't want me to play this because it's a draft and you've reworked it and you're not happy with it, let's just leave it. Tell me if you wanted me to play it or me not to play it. I just need to know. And keep in mind that we only have like 50 people watching right now, but these videos gets a few views after the fact as well. So it's going to be there forever, you know? So help me out. If you don't want me to play it, that's fine. If you want me to play it, that's fine. It's fine. I have thick skin. Cool. Made So Well. Let's go! That's not what I was... That's not what I expected. I thought this was... Okay, cool. Made So Well is a person who has a lot of really thoughtful comments in the comment section and gives people a lot of really good pointers and some good ideas about stuff. So I thought you were into like, you know, normal type of beat making and stuff. This is different. Okay, so I filtered out some of the bass, not in hardware, in my mind. And it's more, I understand what you're going for. It's just a loop. I was super excited in the moment. That's cool. I expected it to drop. Yeah, me too. I thought this was an intro for something. And then just 1, 2, 3, 4, you know. Never happened. And it's a loop, and it's cool. It's noisy and nice in that way. But maybe also a little bit rumbly. Yeah, Carbon Vibe says, now I want to hear the one you polished. Me too. Super curious about that. Where did you take this idea? That would be a nice thing to be able to follow up on. Don't feel pressured to export it right now and send it away or whatever. That's not going to work for me anyways. But in the future, it would be cool to hear where you take this idea. It sounds nasty and noisy and cool and dirty and aggressive and bassy and, you know, it's all in there. Would love to hear that in a more developed state, so to speak. Okay, all those musical ideas in there, doom, 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 da, da, doom, could be cool. Would love to hear a more worked on version for sure. But you have sent something in, and that's really cool. Love it, love it. And it's obvious that you know what you're talking about. So all the comments and all the stuff from Made So Well has some validity to it. I'm not even sure that's the word. That's how you say it, but cool. So, where are we in the... Okay. This is so intimidating. We still have 54 beats to go through. 54 beats to go through. Awesome. I love the fact that you guys are on this train, on this ride, on this trip with me. We're traveling through the viewers' music. It's beautiful. I love being able to do this. And it feels like you guys are kind of appreciating the concept too. I think it's cool. Let's move along. We don't have that much time left, so this is from someone called Emmy. It's on YouTube in French, about 2 minutes long. No text, nothing, just a link. It's me 2 years ago. Cool.
Así suena mi mente por momentos. Soy muy consciente de eso. A veces me quiere, otras veces me maldice. Me pide a gritos mi crema en sus cicatrices. Y yo, que nunca pienso en lo que dicen, me cuento un chiste para ver cómo sonríe. No paro un poco, vuelo a lo loco. Día a día vuelo como la chaqueta de Otto. Y siempre hay algo para darles de qué hablar, o también para pensar por qué se sienten tanto. Y en un arrebato solo plasmo nota instrumental. Mis ganas de sacudirte la mente por un rato y hacerte reaccionar. Mi apuesta es doble o nada para esos que están siempre cuando la música para variar y para bailar. Sí, tómate un par de Qbis, después nos vamos en taxi, donde sea con vos en tus caderas, mi amor. Sigo la ruta por tu columna al infinito y me voy, doy una vuelta a la esquina de tu galaxia y siento el perfume de tu piel a la distancia. Entre humo y sustancias, tu fragancia en mi memoria es inmortal. Decime vos, no distingo el bien y el mal. Soy un enigma, un paradigma, un eclipse en el fondo del mar. Una vez planeando sobre montañas de ansiedad. Nubes de piedra me dan melancolía, a los segundos se va, hombre de hojalata hasta el final. En el valle de la sombra de la muerte me verás pasar. Un suspiro al cielo, una mirada al pedestal, que lo tengo vacío, a un costado de lo ideal. Acá todo normal, vos cómo la llevas. Yo me fumo los sueños, un caminante real en busca de la felicidad, atravesando esta ciudad que está llena de furia, fuego y basura. Malicia y falsa astucia rompen la salud mental, pero atrás de todo somos unos cuantos que madrugamos y cruzamos las calles de los lamentos. Por mucho que intentes, no es cuestión de suerte, la ley del más fuerte rige la jungla de cemento. Así suena mi mente por momentos.
Cool. That's the first rap song for today, right? It's always cool to hear rap in different languages. I love that. I think it's super, super cool. And when it comes to the production of this one, I don't want to be that guy, but this could be just a free beat downloaded on YouTube and recorded on top of. I don't know. Let's talk about the production as it's your beat, because we're focused on beats. The mixing and the rapping, the rapping is, I don't have much to say about it. It could be mixed differently. To take down the volume of the vocal a little bit. to make it blend in better. That's also why I'm saying that it could be a free beat. Just download it because you don't have the beat and the vocals feel like two different things in the mix. Whatever. The beat itself could be really cool to hear instrumental without the vocals too, because there's a lot of stuff going on in there. The drums, nice, and all the stuff going on with the guitars and the stuff makes the entire thing fun to listen to.
De eso. A veces me quiere, otras veces me maldice. Me pide a gritos mi crema en sus cicatrices. Y yo, que nunca pienso en lo que dicen, le cuento un chiste para ver cómo sonríe. No paro un poco.
Feels Arabic, Oriental somehow, and that's cool. But a little bit difficult to listen to as it is, since the vocals are pretty much laying on top of the beat, and it's not, it needs some glue in there somehow. But cool, super cool. Thanks for sending it in. Not gonna elaborate on that one because I'm not sure how much there is to say. I don't know. It just feels like you did not make this beat. I don't know why. But please tell me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna eat my hat. That's the one. Let's go for another one. It's 2 minutes before 10, so let's go. This is from Paul. Yo, Accurate, got something for you. I got something for your beat review format. SoundCloud link. I mean, come on. What's there to say about this? Okay. To me, at first, I just want to take you through my thoughts about this one. Right here. this. Let's see. This is the result of someone having fun. Can you feel that? Someone just having a great time making a piece of music. So many things is coming in and out. A lot of people are complaining that the bass is not mono. Everything is mono to me. So to me it's good. But again, this is just someone who has a lot of fun putting this track together. And it just keeps evolving. Those types of vocals helps a lot. And then it develops into this. Whoo! And this is from Paul. And it doesn't say any, greetings Milton. Okay, I guess the artist name here is Milton because the SoundCloud name is also Milton. I mean, this is really, really cool. Really, really cool. Maybe the best track of today. So much fun. So much good energy and cohesiveness in the entire thing. And having that amount of different elements going in and out and still keeping it consistent and like in the box. In the box is not the term, in the pocket. And you know, we talked about reggae and the whole backbeat thing before. To me, this is on the right side of the threshold, or the right side of the thing. It has some backbeat action going in there, and it feels like there are some reggae samples or whatever, but it's on the right on the right side of the bar for me. Awesome work, Milton on SoundCloud. Cool. Thanks a lot for sending that one in. Made me want to play yet another one just to see if we can step it up from there. I'm not here to give any like grades on beats, but whenever something sticks out like this, I can't help but like just pointing out that I love it. The chat is just full of different fire emojis. That's stuff. Niklas Johansson, yeah, that's Jonic. Cool. Rico One, The Weeknd has the same sample. That's a Swedish rapper, so no one will know about that, but cool. Awesome stuff. That's nice. When you listen to a really good beat, you have to make the face. This is one of those beats. For sure. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thanks a lot, Milton. But the time is now 10:05. So 5 minutes after the said time, you know? Let's play another one. We're still on the 14th of October, repeating that again so everyone knows. If you send in some stuff last night, it's not going to be played today. But we're doing this weekly. So this is from, it's a whole name, let's just say Victor. I'm a 44-year-old rookie in the beatmaking art. I don't speak and write English well. I think you did a tremendous job with that email. And the name of the track is in Spanish. Let's quickly run through translate. So the track is called The Crazy Astronomer Returns. No, you did it again. Made so well. Yet another $5 on a super chat. Awesome. And he also says, love, love, love. You guys are dope. And I couldn't agree more. Even though those $5 comes to me, it's aimed for everyone, I think. Aimed to everyone. Because everyone is awesome. Everyone is so supportive. And, you know, giving each other some feedback. This is just a valuable thing to be able to be a part of. Thanks a lot for taking me on this ride. Let's listen to this. Let's listen to this track. Super loud, so let's turn it down. Okay, I can't do that with the Windows. I can't minimize it. And now I'm on the desktop. Woo! So, in terms of feedback for this one, I like the vibe, like the whole layout of the track. As we have pointed out previously, adding some variation in the volume or the velocity of the hi-hat will transform this into something new. And those kinds of drum sounds, I don't hate that. I'm not against it. But a kick drum like that, you gotta like take into consideration that that type of kick drum is really high in terms of frequency range. There's not a lot of bass in the bass drum. So you need to compensate for that by, you don't need to, but it might be a good idea to compensate for that with a bass line that's deeper. And the producer in this case has, but the bass line is pretty much just doom, which could be cool. Do I want some more action in the lower frequencies? Yes. Do I hate the entire thing? No. Great work. Some more variation in the hi-hats maybe, and maybe pay some attention to the lower frequencies in general. But it's a nice track, and it's cool. And you know, it's easy for me to say stuff like, yeah, try to misalign some of the drums to give it more of a human or a more drunken kind of feel. Everyone doesn't want that for everything, and that's fine. A track like this could benefit from being more sloppy or whatever. Okay, the super chats are just rolling in. This never happens. Made so well, $5. Thank you. Carbon Vibes, also one of the reoccurring guests, viewers on this show, who also submitted a track for the thing. That's cool. Carbon Vibes, $5 from you too. Thank you. Carbon Vibes says, Money Train. Thanks for doing these sessions accurate. Thank you for being here. Thanks for submitting your track and being a part of it. It's awesome. And also the Beatcast. Is that RTC who was here before, or is this Al? I guess this is Al. It's almost always Al on this account. Next coffee is on us. Great live session. Much love from the Beat Hawks. Cool. Thanks a lot for the support. The Beatcast. $5 from you too. Appreciate that. I'm actually getting paid. Love it. So that's that one. I think it would make sense for me to this doesn't matter to anyone, but in Gmail, it's listing 50 emails on one page, and then it switches to another page. So this is page 2, and this is the last track on this page. So this is the 51st beat, I guess. So if we play this last one, then we have 50 more to go through. It's a nice round number, so let's do that. This is from Blaze Beats. Blaze Beats has been in the chat earlier tonight and wrote something in the chat like 5 minutes ago. Man, I hope mine gets played today, and it is gonna be played. Next up, say something in the chat room if you're still here. Before we play this, it would be cool to know if you're actually here. Blaze Beats. Or your real name that I have in front of me. Blaze Beats is here, making these kinds of emojis. That's cool. Blaze Beats. Let's download a WAV file. Professional stuff right here. So yeah, just want to make it clear. This is the last beat we're gonna listen to and play tonight. And as I keep repeating, we are taking this slow and steadily and going one by one as they come in. So send beats to accuratebeatreview@gmail.com if you want to be featured in the future. It's not going to be next week because we have 50 tracks to go through. And whenever I do these streams, I always end up with even more emails and it becomes what it is. And I'm not talking about this as a problem because it's not. This is just awesome to have this amount of music to go through for a little format like this on a YouTube channel like this is just a beautiful thing. Just throwing this out there. We're gonna do this every single Monday, the same time, you know, and every other week we're doing a beat making session too. That's gonna happen. But sometime in the future, I'm making this way too complicated. I am interested in knowing how you guys make the beats yourself. So I'm gonna make sometime in the future, not just beat reviews. I'm gonna do one special episode of studio reviews as well. I guess I'm gonna make another email account for that specifically because we can't just do too many things at once. Sometime in the future, we're gonna do studio reviews too. Me just reviewing or roasting or having opinions or just clapping my hands to your studios. You know, I have a studio set up and I'm kind of happy about it. Always changing and evolving, but a single episode of me checking out your setups would also be fun. In the future. For now, this is what we're doing. accuratebeatreview@gmail.com. But yeah, we need to play this last beat from Blaze Beats, who has been in a lot of these episodes in the chat room, supporting away, giving feedback, being a nice person. Are we ready for tonight's last track from Blaze Beats? Yes, we are. Let's do that first. This one is out. These volumes, sorry. Blaze Beats has finally been heard on the stream. Awesome. I mean, for something like this, we could break this one down in so many small chunks. Someone again says that the bass line is in stereo, and to me, it's all mono, you know? But yeah, whenever you mix your stuff down, the bass should always be converted into a mono signal. That's a thing. But I appreciate with beats like this how things are. I keep talking about the pushing and pulling of things, and this is a good example of that. Also, the first beat we heard today that has a little bit of scratching. That's cool. Appreciate scratch. Always. But we can listen to this track and just focus on the bass, and that's one thing. Or we can focus on the piano part. Sorry. And that's a different thing. And those two things goes together nicely. It's not like the bass line is the entire fundament for everything else, or like the base of it all. They play off each other in an interesting way, right? I think it's cool. Blaze Beats made this in FL Studio. Cool. Some vocal samples in there, some people talking, singing, and the piano and the bass. The drums needs to be pointed out for this one. The drums really brings a lot of that. You know? The swing makes your neck break. That's cool. Thanks a lot for sending this one in, Blaze Beats. It's really interesting to hear your stuff, since you're actually here a lot. So, thanks a lot. That's great. And I think that's a good beat to end the entire stream off on. As I said, that is going to be the last beat for today. And now I have received even more. But no, that's still on the top of that page. So we're still... No, it's not. Fuck it. Okay, now I messed up with my different... Okay, go back to Incorian. Page 2. Yeah, that's still the last one. Cool, cool. So from next week we have 50 beats in the bag on the list to look forward to. That's cool. Thanks a lot, guys, for being here. I appreciate it a lot. And someone also mentioned that we talked about a sample challenge. And I think we're going to do that too. But as we do these things, more ideas develop and more concepts comes out of it. Studio review is kind of a fun idea. And a beat making challenge with me picking a sample is a great idea too. That's going to happen, but I don't know when. And you know, we're doing this every single week now, every Monday. So that's cool. That gives us a lot of opportunities to come up with new ideas and make different versions of this. This little show. I don't know what to call it. Okay, this question comes in again. So we need to address this. I don't know what this means. Accurate, does your Gmail receive emails from Proton accounts? I sent something over on the 12th of October. Dope reviews, by the way. Proton accounts. I don't know what Proton is. I know what a proton is, but not in this context. Is there a chance that it's been blocked? Is that what you're saying? Proton is... Oh, it's a privacy thing. So you can have a Proton account and a Proton mail that is supposed to be more private. So let's go to my junk mail. Let's see. Your name on YouTube is JK. And yeah, you know what? In the trash bin or the junk mail or whatever it's called in English, there's an email for you, from you right there. 1, 2, 3 different emails that has ended up in the junk that we haven't gotten to. 10th of October, 13th of October, and 14th of October. So I got your email on the 13th, and it's right here, but I haven't gotten to it because I didn't think about checking the junk mail. But it's there. So I'm sorry for not including it. Sorry for not having included it. Huh. So naturally, a part of me wants to go in there right now and play it. A part of me wants to wait for the next episode. Proton mail, yeah. It's on Linux? No. You know what? It doesn't feel fair to let him wait because I've said so many times that I'm taking them all in sequence, and this one came in. If this was in the normal email feed, I would have played it, and I haven't. So let's do these 3 too. I have 3 emails in the junk mail. The second one is from JK. And since he's here and since he's asking, let's play that one first. Why has this email ended up in the junk? It looks like... Okay, so I can tag this one to not be junk. Cool. Thanks for pointing it out, and thanks for allowing me to not miss this. So JK says, "What's up, Ak? I wanted to send 2 beat sketches over on the live stream. One is smooth, the other one is more up-tempo. You can play both if you'd like. No. Otherwise, just pick the smoother one. 03, 10, 11. What? Oh, okay, that's the name of the file. Made both of them in very reverberant environment, so there's still some mixing to do. Compression, EQing, BPM adjustment, etc. Thanks for the opportunity to play my shit. Stay blessed. Greetings from Germany." So pick the smoother one. 03, 10, 11. No, 03, 10, 2. I becomes 2. So let's play this one too. Let's go! So the first thing I want to say about this, the things you introduced in like the ending, the outro here, with the different roads chords, I don't think we had them in the track. They need to be incorporated somehow. And yeah, I'm checking all my levels here, and to me, I'm not distorting anything on the way out from my stream. But the kick drum and everything here, the kick drum and the bass line, the distortion that happens isn't on me this time around. It's the beat and the mixing itself, and to me, it's not a bad thing. It has a little bit of that, sorry to say it, but it has a little bit of that Dilla swing. A part of me wants to know what happens if we take this entire track and just pitch it down, just play it a little bit slower to, you know, lower the BPM and also maybe the pitch. Would that be even more vibey? I don't know. But yeah, the distortion sounds intentional, just as you're saying, made so well. And it's good. And all these different sections in this track helps so much. Makes it so much fun to listen to. But yeah, I like it to be a little bit slower. I do. I forgot about the trumpet. I mean, you have pretty much every little thing that you might want from a beat in here. It's all in here. It sounds really good. The plainness of this bass line also takes this entire thing to a next level. Focus on the bass line for just a couple of bars. Okay. Here. It's funny, when you think about something sounding or feeling dreamy or atmospheric, you kind of don't think about the bass line. But to me, the bass line in that section is what makes the entire thing feel dreamy and vibey. Sure, the Rhodes piano on the higher register helps, but the flowiness you're getting from the bass line, good job. Great stuff. Sorry I missed this email because it's sent from this Proton thing. We all needed to hear that. Really inspiring stuff. Great work. Great work. But we do have two more that came in on the junk mail. One is from the 10th of October from someone called Qbis. Looking forward to your feedback. And it's an MP3 file, so let's play that one too. JK is in the chat, of course. And he says, thank you guys, I appreciate the feedback, everything on purpose, but I still struggled a bit with the tempo. It was 1 BPM slower in the beginning. Okay, that's interesting. I'm thinking like, what would happen if you took this, I don't want to like bash on your ideas or anything, but what would happen if you took that entire thing 5, 6 BPM down? Because a part of me feels like, yeah, it's a lot of stuff to listen to, it's a lot of stuff to pay attention to, and it moves quickly. So maybe just lowering the tempo would help someone like me follow along. Not saying that it's necessary, it's just an idea, you know? But yeah, we have another track called Katsu, which is a title I do remember from something else, so maybe we've heard this one. No. Or? Yeah, that's also one of my personal favorites for today. Having two distinct sections like that normally just does it for me. In this case, one with the strings, having the strings playing for the entire duration of the track would be too much. So then you chop it up and make this more of a gospel type of feel with the piano chords, obviously sampled and played back with a few like chops in between, making it choppy. And the drums, the bass line here too, with that type of distortion on the bass line, you have me at the bass line. Sorry. And that switch up just makes you go, yeah, interesting stuff. Just makes you kind of realize, yeah, I'm listening to music and this is what it sounds like. Now this happened and that's interesting too. Awesome. So this junk mail folder had a couple of gems for sure. And there is a last one that came in on the 14th of October, the date that we're actually on in terms of the time frame of it all. And this is a long email. I don't know how to deal with these. Do I want to read the entire emails? In this case, yes. So officially, this is the last beat for today, because this was one of the ones in the junk mail, and cool. What's up, Accurate? My name is Joel, or John Joe, as I'm called on Spotify. I'm 19 years old. That's great. And I live in Sweden. That's also great. I've been making beats for a while now, about 4 years, if I remember correctly, and I wanted to share one of them with you, and I would love to get some feedback. This beat is called Beats genom stan, which is Swedish. Sorry, my nose is... Sorry. This beat is called Beats genom stan, which means beats through the city, kind of. And I flipped a Sun Ra record, and I sampled some parts from some other jazz records, such as Bo Kaspers Orkester. It's a Swedish jazz band. I've also used other parts and scratch parts of an a cappella, as you will hear in the chorus. Anyway, I think and hope it's right up your alley. Hope you like it. Cheers. To me, like when people mention that they're like 19 years old, just feels good. Feels good to hear that even the young folks are interested in some actual beat production. Pro tip, just send your beats to junk mail. No, I want all the stuff in the normal inbox. This was just a mistake. So, John Joe, the beat is called Beats genom stan, in Swedish, Beats through the city. 14 plays on YouTube. Let's see what this guy is up to.
Fantastic.
Mecka beats under jord utan gäster. Blästa beats genom sakpromenader. Peter på raketer, omringad av trummor och trumpeter. Flyger bort med Peter, 420, ingen färd till SUV. Äta puligt, sitta inne när det mulet. Fuck det, snaren hänger efter. Aldrig semester, Mecka beats under jord utan gäster.
I mean, come on. That's from a 19-year-old. That's really cool. Really cool. To knowing that even the 19-year-olds have a passion for this old school 90s kind of boom bappy feel, to me it's just, gives me a sense of hope for the future. Even though Trump might become president of the US in a couple of days, the world is not ending because we have 19-year-olds who makes beats like this. It's awesome. This whole underwater kind of feeling in the sample just makes me think about Come Clean by J. Rue the Damager, produced by Premiere, of course. And I mean, he's 19 years old and he sampled Sun Ra. That says something. You know something about the culture when you sample Sun Ra when you're 19 years old. And if I was able to make that kind of beats when I was 19, I would have been happy. Let's just say that. Awesome stuff. That's a nice beat to end on. I mean, come on. This junk email folder that has all these things, that's some fire right there. And the fact that this guy was also from Sweden, of course, helps. Just a little bit. I'm not that fond of Sweden, but just a little bit, 19 years old, has been making beats for 4 years, something like that. Sampled Qbis Orchestra and Sun Ra, made this thing. Underwater type of feel, with the drums, with the scratch, Swedish vocals, by the way. Super. Super, super, super. And I also have a lot of emails in the junk folder that's actually junk. Sponsorship offers and stuff like that. I guess it's all junk. I'm not gonna bother. Delete them permanently and let's leave them in there. That's cool. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done for tonight. But yeah, the junk folder really had some stuff. Provided some value right in there. That's cool. So, again, the concept here, beat reviews every Monday. Send beats to accuratebeatreview@gmail.com. Slow and steadily, moving through the list, listening to everything, and enjoying sharing the art of music and beat making. And this week is also gonna have a beat making session, a live stream of me making beats. Maybe Thursday, maybe Friday. And I've had 2 super chats that I've just completely missed. Blake Superior, something. I can't see the entire name. Is that because, yeah. Blake Superior something. $10. That's cool, thanks. Says, thanks for hosting these beat review sessions. Thank you. I love that. $10. Makes a difference. Thanks a lot. Then we have Bomba saying, hello, can I send link to track here in chat? Time zones is very different. No, unfortunately you can't. I'm only accepting submissions over the email. What email, you might think? That, you might ask. That email right there. Sending links in chat will just become chaos. And time zones doesn't really apply because send it in whenever, because I'm not accepting beats now anyways. I'm going through the email. So send stuff and I'm gonna be able to play them in the future. And he sent me 10 BYN. I don't know what that is. BYN as a currency. I don't know. But yeah, this week we're gonna host a beatmaking session in here using maybe the Korg multipoly and definitely an MPC. But I also want to share this real quick. I'm developing this obsession or passion or whatever with reel-to-reel tape machines. I have one. I have one sitting over there. That's a Tandberg one, a simple 2-track. And up in the kitchen, I have another one, a 4-track that I picked up on a flea market the other day. And tomorrow I'm picking up a third one, a 4-track with bigger reels, I think. And that's just been serviced and everything like that. So sometime in the future, we're going to talk about reel-to-reel tape machines. Not like proper 8 or 16 channel ones for actual studio use, but more like hi-fi reel-to-reels, because I'm really falling in love with the tactility of them and the saturation and the stuff that you get out of them. It's so cool. It's so cool. They also look really nice, and the plan is basically just to use them as a way for me to, like, whenever I have a track finished or a sample or whatever, to just run it through the tape and back to get some of that noise and stuff. So that's coming. And that's not going to be a stream. That's going to be video. Well, now I've said that for some reason, and I don't know why. It's time to go to bed. I decided to do this for 2 hours, and it's now been almost 3. Because of the junk mail, of course. You think there might be a renaissance for reel-to-reel? Yeah, I think we're in the middle of it right now. And always have. So, guys, we're not going to make this ending into this long-winded thing. I'm just going to get off, you know? I need to go to bed, and I need to go pick this reel-to-reel machine up tomorrow and dive into some other stuff that's coming on the channel as videos. And we're going to see each other later this week for a beat-making session in here. Right now, it's time to go. Thanks a lot for being here. Thanks a lot for sending in your tracks and allowing me to do this thing. If it wasn't for you and your music that you are producing, this show wouldn't be possible. It would just be me and my synths and my samplers making beats, which is cool and what I love. And, you know, sharing this space like this just makes me feel less lonely, and it's cool. And I hope it gives you something as well. So, we're done for tonight. Let's see each other later this week for a beatmaking session, and next Monday again for another episode of Beat Reviews. Thanks a lot for being here, and peace out. Ha det gott. Boop.